Welcome to episode 2 of When It All Came Together, a series looking back on the days when perseverance finally paid off for a driver at NASCAR's highest level. Today we'll be looking back at Johnny Benson's race in the 2002 Pop Secret Microwave 400 from North Carolina Speedway. Hailing from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the son of a legendary racer, Johnny Benson Jr. would set his sights on having his own racing career at age 19, following his father's retirement. Beginning his journey on dirt before moving over to late models, primarily at Berlin Raceway, where he would claim the track championship in 1989. Moving on to ASA competition in 1990, he would claim Rookie of the Year that season and eventually would take home the series title in 1993 and compile a career total of 12 wins in the series. Benson would also make his Busch Grand National Series debut in 1993, making a handful of starts before going full-time in 1994, earning his first career win at Dover and finishing 6th in the overall standings. He would solidify himself as a household name in 1995, earning 2 additional race victories and claiming the series title. Following this success, he would sign on to drive the Bahari Racing No. 30 car in the Winston Cup Series for the 1996 and 1997 seasons, before moving on to Roush Racing to pilot their No. 26 car for 1998 and 99. He would make the best of his rides with underperforming teams over these years, managing several strong runs. After being let go from Roush, he would join Tyler Jet Motorsports, later becoming MB2 Motorsports, where he would have a notable run in the 2000 Daytona 500, leading 39 laps, including as late as 4 laps to go, before being shuffled back. Suffering vicious accidents in 2002 that would break and later re-break multiple ribs, he would fight back to nearly claim the victory at Martinsville Speedway in October, leading 16 laps and finishing second. 2 weeks later, teams would pull into the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. Benson would qualify 26th after averaging 152.68 miles per hour around the 1.017 mile oval during Friday's qualifying session. He would make his way up to the 21st position by the time the first caution of the day would come out on lap 22, after Michael Waltrip spun Bobby Hamilton into the path of Mike Wallace in turn 4. Due to the abrasive nature of the racing surface, the lead lap cars would take the opportunity to pit for tires under the yellow. Benson would line up in 20th for the lap 28 restart, kicking off a long green flag run.
39-year-old Johnny Benson behind him on the track in 17th position. A little bit tight for Benson. They came in, they made a track bar adjustment, and he said nothing since then. They think the car is getting better.
Green flag pit stops would begin on lap 93. Benson would make his way up to 9th place upon the completion of the cycle. He would continue to move forward over the ensuing run.
Check out the running order, top of the screen. See where your favorite driver is. Johnny Benson moved up to 6th place. Nice run for him so far.
This is a good race right here.
This is for 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Johnny Benson trying to take it away from Mike. Todd Bodine's right there.
Johnny started back in 26th place. Nice run to the front for them.
Johnny Benson's car is just a little bit tight, Dave, and the secret for Johnny is that it does not get tighter the longer that they run. 26th to 7th so far for Johnny Benson, Dave.
Running 7th when the next round of green flag stops began on lap 173, and sliding back to 8th briefly before making his own stop on lap 191.
Here comes Johnny Benson in, going to give up 8th place for his pit stop. Marty?
Yeah, 26 to 8th for Johnny Benson. He felt like his tires were really giving up there at the end, but who doesn't feel that here at Rockingham? But James Inson's crew chief was on the radio saying, race the track. Don't worry about those guys with other tires. Just a little bit tight with Johnny, but it kind of stays the same all the way through the run. Half pound into the right rear tire for the Valvoline guys as they go to the left side now. Benson having a terrific day here at Rockingham.
He would cycle back out to 6th place when the sequence completed, and fade back to 8th by the time the second caution of the day came out on lap 229 for debris in turn 1. Pitting with the leaders, Benson would come off in 12th where he would line up for the lap 235 restart. Getting around Matt Kenseth and Ricky Craven, he would make his way up to 10th before Todd Bodine would suffer a right front tire failure and hit the turn 2 barrier on lap 257, slowing the race for the 3rd time. Pitting with the leaders, he would come off in 7th, where he would line up for the lap 265 restart and maintain over the next run. Ward Burton would crash in turn 3 on lap 291 following contact from Brett Bodine, bringing out the 4th and final caution of the day. Pitting with the leaders once again, the number 10 team would have a strong stop, gaining a few spots and allowing Benson to line up in 6th place for the lap 297 restart. Having made key adjustments to the car on the previous stop, he would surge forward on this run, getting around Mike Skinner for 5th on lap 308 and Jeff Gordon for 4th a few laps later.
Half a second over Kurt Busch, but he's got some serious problems on the way.
In the
Johnny Benson.
Yeah, 10 car.
Oh, man, he is flying right now.
There's Johnny trying to close in on Bobby Labonte for 3rd place. 10 car started 26th, Marty.
And he's rolling, isn't he, Alan? He's doing a good job coming up through the field. We've been talking all day about how the 10 car's been a little bit tight. They have finally gotten the car to Johnny's liking. It has not got the tight condition any longer. Comes to him, stays with him on the longer runs. That's a big key. He's only 2 weeks removed from that big 2nd place finish at Martinsville. Could be another big one today. Maybe the first career win. Who knows?
Yeah, but here's the thing about that Martinsville race, Marty. They didn't consider that a big finish. They considered that a huge disappointment. He said it just wasn't good to finish 2nd anymore. He's at a point where he really needs to win one of these things. And if he can get close to the leaders at the end of the day, will the desperation factor figure in? Well, the frustration factor. We talked about that in the countdown to green.
And I know all about that frustration factor. You go 2 or 3 years and don't win in this business, and pretty soon you start handing out your resume to just about anybody for a job.
He would get around Bobby Labonte for 3rd on lap 329.
And Johnny Benson moved up right behind Bobby Labonte, trying to go by on the outside.
Okay, now if I'm Kurt Busch or I'm Jimmy Fenning and I'm looking at this, I'm looking at telling Kurt, hey buddy, it's time to go.
Well, they're almost 2.5 seconds back, and Mark only needs to lead 7 more laps to lock up those bonus points.
Interesting to see what happens in 10 laps.
Yeah.
When those bonus points, all that's out of the way, can Kurt Busch run Mark Martin down and win his 3rd race in a row?
Dave, I tell you, the guy they all need to watch out for, that's Johnny Benson. He's getting better the longer this run goes. He has cut 0.7 of a second off of this lead in just the last few moments. His team can definitely make it all the way, Bill.
He would pass Mark Martin to take over the 2nd spot with 45 laps remaining.
Mark might give up a couple of more points right here. Johnny Benson to the outside.
That's 5 points, not just 2nd spot that drove by, 5 points drove by.
With 28 laps to go, he would get by Kurt Busch to take over the race lead.
There he is up on the roof.
Jeremy.
Benson alongside for the race lead. Does he have enough to get by this time?
Looks like he does.
Yeah, Kurt's loose right now.
First time all day, Johnny Benson will go to the point. 27 laps to go when they come back.
Fighting off a hard-charging Mark Martin, an epic battle would ensue over the stretch to the finish.
Johnny Benson in pursuit of his first NASCAR Winston Cup win, out in front of Mark Martin by 0.4 of a second. Mark having made the pass on Kurt Busch for the runner-up spot. There you see the two of them coming up on lap traffic. This came over Johnny Benson's radio a little bit ago about the fuel situation.
You got 28 more laps. Get you a rhythm. I want you to start floating it in. Save me a little bit of fuel. You're all clear.
Save me a little bit of fuel. In other words, we're awful close, right, Marty?
That's exactly right, BP, and a very smart move on James Ince's part, his crew chief. He didn't mention a word about fuel until that transaction, and that took place just after Johnny took the lead. He didn't want him to say anything until he got to the lead. He knew he could get there. Now he wants him to conserve fuel. You know, stay in the lead and conserve fuel at the same time, but Mark's catching him.
Mark Martin's hands busy inside his race car, driving with determination to try and catch and pass Johnny Benson. Here he comes, looking inside.
And right now, that's the key. It's the guy that's getting off the corner the best. That's what you want. You want your car to be able to drive off the corner without wheel spinning.
Oh, so close to getting the fender alongside. As Johnny works to lap Robbie Gordon, Martin's putting all kind of pressure on him. 9 to go. One seeking his first Winston Cup win, the other seeking his 2nd win of the season. I think there's some folks in Grand Rapids, Michigan on the edge of the couch right now.
Boy, don't you know there are.
Johnny Benson. Go ahead, Dave.
Mark, oh, I tell you what, he gets that great run off 4. Terrific run.
Yeah, they've been getting off of 2 about even. and here's two completely different lines that they're getting it done with.
Enough to get alongside. Martin's there. He's got the fender underneath him. 6 laps to go.
Oh, Mark goes down on the apron of the racetrack trying to avoid the 10 car, but he's still there. They're side by side off the... Now Benson pulls out in front.
With the tires right now, it's going to be very difficult for Mark to stay side by side getting off of turn 2. He's going to have to really have a car on him in order to do that because there's no grip down there.
5. Oh, wow. Mark and John Andretti. Andretti just came off the pit road a minute ago. 5 to go. Johnny Benson, a second-generation racer from Grand Rapids, Michigan, grew up in his dad's garage watching John Benson Sr. build winning race cars for years. Coming to 2 laps to go. Will the fuel hold up for both of these drivers? Who will win?
Here you go, pal. Get all you get.
Johnny Benson in his 226th Winston Cup start, seeking victory number 1. Mark Martin looking for his 34th career win and a gain in the championship. He's right on the bumper as they come to the white flag. White flag is up. Final lap at Rockingham. Fuel and the checkered flag. How's it going to play out? Benson protects the bottom in 1 and 2. Here comes Mark on the charge. So far, so good on fuel. Final corners ahead. Martin diving down low. One final charge off the last corner. It's not going to be enough. Johnny Benson is a NASCAR Winston Cup winner.
Crossing the line first by a margin of .261 seconds, Benson would etch his name into the history books as a Cup Series winner.
And we offer our congratulations. Your first Winston Cup
That's a long time coming. James Ensign, a guy, but we were terrible happy hour. And James says, well, we're going to change truck arms, we're going to change springs, change shocks, change sway bar, and all the confidence in the world that it was going to be okay. I mean, well, sure, you know, I mean, he said, after I come back hurt, he says, we're going to win 4 of these. And we've been close, just haven't been able to win it. And I was glad I was able to get by him without wrecking him, you know. That's my biggest thing. I'm going to race everybody clean and like racing with Kurt, Mark Martin, those guys just, man, they're great racers. And they run me clean, and hopefully I can do the same, and because I felt like I have all the time.
You were a teammate with Mark Martin. I know that means a lot to you to beat him in that fashion.
Well, the field, you got to beat the field. It's not any one driver. I mean, you can name the whole list, and it's great to be in front of him. Valvoline Pontiac was awesome. Oh, Mrs. Smith Spies, Xerox, I mean, everybody has just done a tremendous job. But I gotta say hi to Megan, one of the guys on the team here. Got her hair caught in the lift gate yesterday and got her pretty good. So hope she's doing good. Like to have seen you here. It'd have been a good one for you. Just everybody else. My mother-in-law, she's hurt, so everybody's been hurt this year. I've been taking time off, and hey, how long we got, man? Because I could talk all night.
I'm sure you could, but I just want you to talk about, you were on the bench twice this season with rib injuries. A lot of people were surprised when you came back, but you came back determined to get this team to victory lane.
I was determined before that. We just, you know, it just haven't been our year this year. I mean, last year's a pretty good year. We were real optimistic coming in this year, feeling that we could run in top 5 in points, and it was just, it's been pretty dismal. But all the guys back at the shop, Hendrick Motors, they've been great with us all year, and just a great win. I mean, I can't tell you how happy I am for this crew. I mean, not so much myself winning, but these guys deserve it. They work hard, and a lot of guys that were with me at Bahari Racing, we've almost won some, and man, this won't sink in until tomorrow, I'm sure.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Johnny Benson in victory lane for the first time.
Yes, sir, man.
Benson would run one more full-time season in the Cup Series in 2003, earning 2 additional top 5s, and would make a handful of starts in the series through 2007. His greatest success would come in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, where he would compete full-time for 4 seasons starting in 2005, earning a total of 14 race victories and culminating in a championship title in 2008. Johnny Benson was an elite talent behind the wheel, finding success across multiple disciplines of racing. Claiming championships in 2 of the top 3 divisions of NASCAR, he overcame numerous injuries and often subpar equipment during his time in the Cup Series to break through and become victorious at the highest level.